Ta-da! Intuit is coming out with 4 new coffees. These coffees are some of the best Philippine coffees to date. So we have 2 different Arabica coffees and 2 different Robusta coffees. These coffees are winners in the recent PCQC, or the Philippine Coffee Quality Competition. As promised, we're gonna do a taste test. So maybe we're gonna brew the Arabica coffees first. So we have Dionne, Ellaga, and Marivic Dubria. These are not how they would come out if you order them. So they would be in a light bulb packaging. Yeah, so they would normally look like this. This is the normal packaging of Intuit. And the coffees would be in a light bulb container. Okay, so we're gonna brew the Marivic Dubria and Dionne Ellaga. Let me just check how much coffee do we have here, because I need to like properly divide. So I'm guessing we have, this is 30 grams. So I'm guessing we have 50 grams of coffee. So we're gonna do 15 grams of Dionne Ellaga. Okay, now I'm gonna try and brew them at the same time. Now this is not a comparison between the coffees at all. This is a simple taste test of the new coffees. I think I haven't done this in a while. All right, so we're adding 15 grams of Dionne Ellaga, and we're adding 15 grams of the Marivic Dubria. Okay, the dripper that we're using right now is the ODZ dripper. This is from Thailand, I think. Okay, the temperature of our water is 92 degrees. So that if you want to recreate whatever is coming out of this coffee. Let's start. I'm just gonna pour 40 ml for the blooming phase. Then let's wait 30 seconds before we start the other one. So we're not rushing on the second pour. At 45 seconds, we're gonna pour up to 150 ml. Make sure all the floating particles, make sure you sink them. At 130, we're gonna pour up to 225 ml. Now this is a very simple recipe to follow. So we're using a 1:15 ratio, 92 degree water, and even the pouring technique is very simple. The Dionne Ellaga finished at 2:19, 2 minutes and 19 seconds. It's a nice drawdown. The Marivic Dubria finished at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. It's a bit faster than the Dionne Ellaga. It could be because of the process, but we'll see about that later, because I haven't read through the details of the coffees. I just want to like approach them blind. I just know that this this coffee is from Dionne Ellaga, and this one is from Marivic Dubria. There's a bit of roastiness to this coffee. I'm not sure if the coffee has rested yet, but there is a bit of roastiness to this, the Dionne Ellaga. I would assume that the Marivic Dubria is anaerobic natural. You can clearly taste a fermenty aspect to it, but not in a bad way. Maybe we let the coffees cool down a bit. Oh, by the way, if you want to recreate this recipe, I used a 23-click grind setting on the Comandante C40, 92 degree water with 60 ppm of water. 60 ppm of water concentration with aqua code. What else? 3-pour method. Let me go check again. So the Dionne Ellaga is very sweet. There is a bit of roastiness to it. It's a bit bitter for my preference, but it's very sweet. Straightforward, sweet coffee. While the Marivic Dubria, you can clearly taste that it is an anaerobic natural coffee. You can taste a bit of tropical fruits in that coffee, a bit of pineapple. So let's check what is written on. Red cherry. Okay, nougat. So I was right. It is a very straightforward, sweet coffee because the tasting notes that they've put here is red cherry, nougat, and peely. It's a yellow bourbon coffee and it's anaerobic natural, but it did not taste. I did not taste any fermenty aspect to it. Yeah, it's only roasty for me or a bit smoky. And then for the Marivic Dubria, yes, it's an anaerobic natural coffee. It's a Catimor. And here we go, we have pomelo, orange zest, and cacao nibs. Yeah, a little bit of the pomelo, but I can't detect the cacao nibs and the orange zest. A bit of pomelo, but it's more pineapple-ish. Let's move on to the Robusta coffees. Now we are doing the Robusta coffees. So we have Marieta Lidem over here, and then Mabini Ubuan over here. What are the things that you would consider when brewing fine Robusta? So to illustrate, fine Robustas have very intense flavors. So much so that you want to try and tame it a little bit instead of bringing it out. Having said that, when brewing your Robusta, usually you would grind your coffee a little bit coarser than usual. Also, your temperature would be a little bit lower than you would normally brew with. So right now we are using 87 degrees. I normally brew 92. And then lastly is the contact time. So when you're trying to like hold back your extraction, contact time is another thing to consider. So you try and hold back your contact time so that you minimize extraction. So we are going to brew these coffees very fast and very, if you would say, very mild. We're not aggressively extracting all the coffees from the Robustas. I adjusted the camera so that I can brew this more effectively because we need to brew it really, really fast. I'll start with Marieta Lidem and then the Mabini Ubuan. Now the Brewista is going to be very effective because the Brewista is capable of pouring really fast. And right now I'm doing like an exclusively center pour for the second pour up to 160. Same with the Mabini Ubuan. You don't really need to like develop and maintain the dome, but you want it to go through as fast as possible. The Marieta Lidem finished at 150 and the Mabini Ubuan at 148. Right, now we're gonna try the coffees. Let's start with the Marieta Lidem. It smells really good, by the way. Okay. And then the Mabini Ubuan. Between the two of them, I would drink the Marieta Lidem over the Mabini Ubuan simply because the Mabini Ubuan has some bitterness to it. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe it's my fault with the brewing process that I made. But I managed to bring out a lot of the bitterness out of the Mabini Ubuan. The Marieta Lidem is very, very enjoyable actually. It says here that it's arnibal, which is also caramel, cardamom, and then hazelnut. I don't really know specifically how cardamom tastes like. It's not very recognizable to me. I just know that it's a spice. There's a little bit more to it than but it's very light and it's very mouth coating. I really like how it's very silky. Yeah, I really like it. It's a very enjoyable cup. As for the Mabini Ubuan, let's try again. Maybe the bitterness is a bit lower now because of the temperature. Yeah, so the bitterness is not there anymore. It's a very, very flavorful coffee. Strawberry wine, plum, and macadamia. I think I'm only getting the plum. I like the body of this Mabini Ubuan. It's not very thin, yet it's not mouth coating. It's not very heavy. I think I would like this as iced better. I think I would drink this iced. Again, if you want to recreate this recipe, I did 25 clicks on the Comandante. We used an 87-degree water, 3-pour method again, but we did it really fast. So all 3 pours are very heavy. The first pour is 30 ml, and then I only waited around 30 seconds before I did the second pour. Second pour up to 150 or 160. It depends on you. You really want to sink all those floating coffee grounds before you finish your second pour. And then for the third pour, just complete the water ratio up to 225 ml. I think that's it. These are the latest offerings from Intuit Coffee. You may visit their website, intuitcoffee.com. Also, you may visit their first ever cafe in Green Hills, San Juan. Just look it up on Google and then it will appear, the map for you. Before we end the video, I'd like to thank Miss Elaine and the team of Intuit. Thank you again for sending me these coffees. I really like the Marieta Lidem. Out of the 4 coffees, I think my favorite is the Marieta Lidem. For now, thank you so much for watching. In the next videos, I'm gonna show you more about coffee. Bye!